Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling something really important, something that touches, well, nearly everyone these days. Depression, especially among younger people.
It's definitely a critical conversation to have.
Yeah, so we've gathered quite a bit research, articles, some real-world takes, trying to, boil it down to the key insights for you fast. Our mission today is really to get under the skin of it, empathize, and share knowledge that could actually help.
Absolutely. And it's more than just stats and definitions, isn't it? It's about really understanding what's happening to a whole generation.
Right.
Getting past the surface level, that's the first step to real support. And hopefully systemic change, too. We need to look at what it is for young people, but also why it seems so intense right now.
Okay, let's jump right in there. Because there's this common idea, right, that depression is just like being really sad for a while.
It's a huge misconception.
It's so much more complicated, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sadness, that's a normal human emotion. It comes and goes.
Right.
Depression,
Rare.
that's different. It's a clinical condition.
Clinical. Okay.
Yeah, a mood disorder. It actually changes how your brain works, chemistry, function. It's not just feeling down.
So it affects, like, your actual biology.
Exactly. How you experience joy, motivation, even just basic energy levels. We're talking about this persistent emptiness or maybe a kind of deep irritability that wasn't there before.
And tiredness.
Oh, profound tiredness. The kind sleep doesn't fix. It can really mess with your thoughts, too, leading to feelings of worthlessness, hopelessness. And it can show up physically. Things like chronic headaches, stomach problems, aches, because the mind and body are, they're linked.
Wow, yeah, that mind-body connection is powerful. And when you think about this happening to young people, teenagers, students, people just starting careers.
Right.
They're already dealing with so much change, trying to figure out who they are, navigating academic pressure, social stuff, identity.
And the world they're doing it in is changing so fast.
Exactly. Add in social comparison, feeling isolated even when connected online.
Yeah.
It really does sound like a perfect storm.
It's what's really striking and frankly concerning is just the sheer scale of it. The WHO World Health Organization, they estimate over 280 million people globally have depression.
280 million.
Yeah. But the data shows young people, say 15 to 29, they're being hit disproportionately hard.
So it's not just an adult thing.
Not at all. It's a major issue for the generation coming up right now.
That really makes you stop and think, why? Why this generation? Why are young people seemingly more vulnerable now?
Well, there are definitely some specific pressures and factors at play.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah, I think so. One major factor is probably social media. The constant comparison.
Right, the highlight reels.
Exactly. It's not just seeing filtered photos. It's what psychologists call upward social comparison. You're constantly measuring yourself against these perfected images, millions of them.
Not just your immediate friends.
No, it creates this massive fear of missing out, FOMO, and this underlying feeling of inadequacy. It gets baked into your daily scroll.
So it actually changes how you feel about yourself deep down.
It certainly can. Then layer on the academic and career pressure. It's relentless.
Perform or perish, right?
That mindset.
Yeah.
It starts incredibly young now. Your worth feels tied to grades, college, internships, the right path.
The stakes feel sky high.
Immense. And the idea of failing, even small setbacks, it can feel like the end of the world, partly because they haven't always been equipped to handle it.
Which brings us to another point, doesn't it? That lack of emotional tools.
Emotional literacy, exactly. We teach incredibly complex subjects.
Math, science, history.
Right. But where's the class on identifying your own emotions? Managing grief, handling failure, or even just intense joy without feeling totally overwhelmed.
Good point.
Without that skill set, knowing what you're feeling, naming it, having healthy ways to cope with difficult emotions, just feel like these huge, uncontrollable waves.
Like tidal waves. That's a powerful image. And it makes you feel alone with it all.
Which leads to the next factor, loneliness.
Even though everyone's supposedly connected 24/7.
That's the paradox. Thousands of friends online, but feeling deeply, profoundly alone. Real connection, the kind that builds resilience. That takes time and vulnerability, which can be harder when so much interaction is, well, superficial.
Yeah. Less depth.
Fewer true confidants, maybe.
And if you're listening and you've ever scrolled through feeds, seen everyone else seemingly nailing it and thought, what's wrong with me? Everyone else has it figured out. You are so not alone in feeling that. It's almost a designed outcome of these pressures.
It really is.
So, okay, knowing all this, how do we spot the signs? When does normal struggle tip over into something more serious, like clinical depression?
Recognizing those shifts is vital. It's often a sign someone needs help. And we're looking for persistent changes, not just an off day.
Right. Patterns.
Yeah, like losing interest in things they used to genuinely love, sports, art, music, gaming, whatever it was. It's called anhedonia, the inability to feel pleasure.
Okay, what else?
Big changes in sleep are a major one.
Yeah.
Either can't sleep or sleeping way too much. Pulling away from friends, family, becoming more irritable than usual. Maybe their grades slip because they just can't concentrate.
That makes sense.
And then critically, any talk about feeling worthless, hopeless, or any mention, direct or indirect, of self-harm or suicide, those are immediate red flags. Urgent.
And these aren't just teen drama or angst.
No, absolutely not. These are serious symptoms that need serious attention.
It's so easy to brush them off, isn't it? Oh, they're just being a teenager.
It is, but we can't afford to. When you see these patterns, that's the time to pause, lean in, and really try to understand what's going on.
Okay, so you see the signs. What's next?
Well, connecting this back, one of the most powerful things we can do is just talk. Conversation.
Breaking the silence.
It's fundamental. Just opening a door where maybe there felt like a wall before.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be some huge dramatic intervention right away, does it?
Not at all. It can be small.
Yeah.
Talking to a friend you trust. Sending a text to someone you feel safe with. Reaching out to a family member.
And what about professional help?
Absolutely crucial. If things progress, encouraging someone or yourself to see a therapist or counselor, that's not weakness.
No, it's strength.
Huge strength. It's taking charge of your health.
And it's not just on the individual, is it?
Right.
Society has a role.
Oh, absolutely. This is a societal issue, too. We need our institutions, schools, colleges, workplaces to really think about whether they're creating emotionally safe environments.
They're adding to the pressure cooker.
Exactly. And for parents, it's often about shifting from trying to fix it or give advice to just listening.
Right.
Really listening without judgment.
Validation.
Yes. Sometimes just being heard is what's needed most.
Yeah.
We need to move away from just snap out of it or you'll get over it.
Towards, how can I help?
Precisely. How can I support you through this? That's the shift we need.
Okay, so we understand it better. We know the power of talking.
Right.
What about actual practical steps, things someone can do, maybe starting today, to help navigate this?
Yeah, there's definitely a toolkit of things that can help support well-being. Journaling is a great one.
Just writing things down.
Yeah, but it's more than that. It's getting those jumbled thoughts out of your head onto paper. It gives them form. You can start to see patterns.
Kind of like organizing the chaos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a safe space to process things, no judgment. You can free write, do gratitude lists, just naming your anxieties, whatever works.
Okay, that feels manageable. What else? Basic stuff.
The absolute basics are huge. Consistent sleep. Try to eat nutritious food. It sounds simple, but it genuinely impacts mood and energy.
Fueling your brain and body.
Right. And for this generation especially, managing social media time. Actively limiting it, but also curating your feed.
Curating, like choosing what you see.
Yeah. Unfollow accounts that make you feel bad. Follow things that are genuinely uplifting or interesting or funny in a healthy way. Take control of what you're consuming mentally.
Taking back control. I like that. And what about people? Feeling alone is a big part of this.
So important. Building a real support system. And it's quality over quantity here.
One or two good people.
Exactly. One or two trusted friends, family members, maybe a mentor, someone you can be truly vulnerable with. Knowing you're not alone, having someone to lean on, that's massive.
Definitely. And therapy.
Still one of the most effective strategies. A therapist is like a guide. They help you build coping skills, challenge negative thought patterns.
And it's more accessible now, right? Online options.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah.
There are more online platforms, different price points. It's getting easier to find help that fits.
And maybe the biggest takeaway here, the most hopeful one, depression is treatable.
Absolutely. It is treatable. There is always a way forward. Things can and absolutely do get better.
So if you're listening right now and maybe some of this hit close to home, maybe you're struggling or you care about someone who is, please hear this. You are not broken.
No.
You are not weak. And you are definitely, definitely not alone. Healing. It's a journey. It takes time. Sometimes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Give yourself that time. Just keep showing up for yourself. Keep breathing. Support is there.
And maybe this whole discussion brings up a bigger question for all of us, doesn't it? In a world that's so focused on external success, how do we shift? How do we start valuing and proactively cultivating inner well-being, real compassion?
Yeah.
How do we build a society that sees mental health not just as fixing a crisis, but as just fundamental to being human?
That's a powerful thought to end on. If this deep dive resonated, if it made you feel understood, or if you think someone else needs to hear it, please do share it. It's one small way we can help build a kinder, more understanding world, one conversation at a time. Thanks so much for tuning in.